ITV News with Lucrezia Millarini.
Good afternoon. British Iranian mother Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe was finally released from custody in Iran today as her 5-year sentence for spying came to an end. But the initial joy of her family and supporters was almost immediately dampened by further details. Her passport had not been returned to her and she had been summoned to make yet another court appearance in a week's time. Well, today her husband said she remains in harm's way and urged the UK government to help bring her back home. Martha Fairley reports.
News.
The eve of all pupils returning to school in England, the Education Secretary has revealed that the government is considering some radical ideas to try to help school children catch up with the learning they have lost during the pandemic. Gavin Williamson mentioned extending the school day and shortening summer holidays in favour of a 5-term year. It could mean the biggest education reform in England since the Second World War. Our political reporter, Shihab Khan, has more. So Shihab, big day for pupils and parents and teachers tomorrow, but the government's still facing pressure over its 1% NHS pay rise offer in England, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you. Well, everyone in their late 50s is now being offered coronavirus jabs in England. The invitation to 50... Well, it's business as usual for the remaining senior royals. The couple who famously broke away are about to explain why they did it. The American broadcast of Oprah Winfrey's interview with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex is just a few hours away now. Well, our US correspondent Emma Murphy is in Los Angeles for us. So, Emma, is it as highly anticipated there as it is here? The Pope's historic pilgrimage to Iraq has reached its climax with a visit to the former Islamic State stronghold of Mosul. There he led Mass for the country's Christian minority and released a dove as a symbol of peace. Our senior international correspondent John Irvine reports. Police are monitoring the situation in Glasgow tonight, where Rangers fans have taken to the streets to celebrate their team becoming Scottish champions. Celtic failed to earn enough points to keep them in the race today, crowning Rangers for the first time in a decade. Well, Scotland correspondent Peter Smith is at Ibrox Stadium. So, Peter, what's happening there now? In the Premier League, the champions Liverpool continue their remarkable slide. Jurgen Klopp's team were beaten 1. Finally, one of the country's largest cathedral organs has played for the first time in more than 2 years. And that is it. I'm back with the late news at 10. Until then, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye-bye.
This is ITV's Millarini.
Good evening. There was finally some good news for Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe and her family today. The British Iranian's 5-year sentence for allegedly spying in Iran came to an end, but any hope of a quick return home was marred by new fears as authorities in Tehran said the charity worker must appear before another court. Her husband said she remains in harm's way. Martha Fairley reports. All English primary and secondary schools begin reopening to all pupils tomorrow, but that hard-won return to normality may soon be changing in other ways. The Education Secretary today revealed that longer school days and whole extra terms are being considered as ways to help children catch up on the learning they have missed. Our political reporter Shihab Khan reports. The Queen has spoken of transcending division just hours before her grandson Harry and his wife Meghan tell the world what made them want to leave the royal family. The Queen's words were for the Commonwealth as she carries on with business as usual, while leaving it to others to decide what to make of Harry and Meghan's opinions in their long-awaited Oprah Winfrey interview. Our royal editor Chris Shipp reports. Well, with just 3 hours to go until Harry and Meghan's interview is broadcast in America, we can hear from our US correspondent, Emma Murphy. Nicola Sturgeon has told Rangers fans who've been partying on the streets of Glasgow to go home. Thousands went out to celebrate when their team were crowned Scottish champions this afternoon. But the First Minister said their behaviour risks lives. Our Scotland correspondent Peter Smith reports. And that is all for now. The weather forecast is up next. But from all of us here on the Weekend News team, thank you for watching and good night.